Yo, what's happening, world? B Marsh Boxing. I'm back at it once again with another boxing video. Vacant WBC strap on the line in the lightweight division. We got Edwin de los Santos versus the man Shakur Stevenson. Now, this is one of those straps that what's his name had, Devin Haney. But Devin Haney moved up in weight to junior lightweight. Excuse me, junior welterweight. So Shakur Stevenson, who was the mandatory, he's fighting De Los Santos. Numerous guys in the WBC rankings ducked the man Shakur Stevenson. From Pitbull Cruz to William Zepeda to Frank Martin. So I believe fourth or fifth in line, and Vasil Lomachenko, never forget. So all these guys ducked the man Shakur Stevenson. So fifth in line was the man Edwin De Los Santos. And here he is, De Los Santos coming into this fight. I believe Edwin De Los Santos what was his record? I know Shakur Stevenson was like 21 and 20 and 0. Now De Los Santos, he just had problems letting his hands go, and not so much because of make him miss, make him pay. Because Shakur Stevenson really wasn't in counterpunching mode. He was he was just strictly trying to break him down with the jab and see where that takes him. But he's content on winning rounds strictly solely off the jab. You know what I mean? Ain't too many right hooks thrown by the man Shakur Stevenson. He landed a few here and there. He did have a nice, beautiful right hand, straight left combination, albeit that, these are two southpaws, But De Los Santos, he tried his best. But man, he had problems. Shakur Stevenson's defense is too airtight, And since the man Shakur Stevenson had no parts, I'm sorry, De Los Santos had no sufficient offense coming back towards the man Shakur Stevenson. He had a hard time tonight, you know what I mean? This was almost a whitewash, ladies and gents, Ain't too much to really talk about. This was just neither guy was landing punches and bunches. Let's get that correct. Whenever the man De Los Santos did attempt to throw punches and bunches, Shakur Stevenson did hold and clinch, you know what I mean? And that told me really and truly he respects De Los Santos' power, you know what I mean? And neither guy landed double digit punches in any round 1 through 12. So this was a very defensive sounded fight. This fight was controlled from beginning to the end by the man Shakur Stevenson. The pace, the range, all that was all controlled ring generalship by the man Shakur Stevenson. He made him pay. He took his steps backwards, pumped that jab, threw the left hand occasionally threw body shots, but he kept it real basic in there. The crowd booed from round 3 onwards, every single round from round 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way through 12. But that did not deter the man Shakur Stevenson, and I like that shit. You know what I mean? You gotta do what you gotta do to win a fight. Nobody come, don't I'm not with that. Even Mark Kriegel on the ESPN broadcast was talking about it's a boring fight. Maybe it's boring to you. I always go back to what the great George Foreman always said when he used to cover and broadcast and commentate, or how the English call it, the Brits, a pundit, when he was on HBO. He would say, boxing is like jazz. The better it is, the less people appreciate it. You know what I mean? I had no problem with this fight. I know Edwin De Los Santos, he had that good fight with the man Jose Valenzuela, came off the canvas to get off the canvas and come and stop him. So he's an action-packed fighter, but he got neutralized tonight, you know what I mean? By the defense, the airtight defense of Shakur Stevenson. Um, and another thing before I go, PBC don't have a home anymore. So who do I see on the ESPN broadcast? And I do know Edwin De Los Santos fights on PBC and all that, right? But who do I see? None other than the man Samson. What's the guy's name? Samson Lickowitz or whatever. Where's he from? The guy from Uruguay. The guy who has guys like David Benavidez. What's his promotional company? Zam something with a Z, right? Yeah. Who do I see? I see none other than him and Sam Watson. They there representing who? None other than the man Edwin De Los Santos. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's his client. Do what you gotta do. But remember how the man, what's his name? Um, Samson Lekowitz. Them fellas has pledged allegiance, basically saying that he ain't. He's down with the PBC. His fighters are only fighting on PBC. You know. And guess who one of his fighters is? A guy who ducked Shakur Stevenson tonight, none other than the man Pitbull Cruz. You know what I mean? So it's funny that he would say that, but here he is representing the man Edwin De Los Santos, who he pretty much knew had no, who wouldn't beat the man Shakur Stevenson, just like I suspect, and no Pitbull Cruz won't either. But his basically that was his excuse for Pitbull Cruz ducking the man Shakur Stevenson. It's basically because the man Pitbull Cruz been fighting on Showtime PBC. This guy Shakur Stevenson fights on ESPN. So that was his excuse. Our fighters are strictly solely fighting on PBC on Showtime. But that's not a thing no more. I mean, now PBC has to find a network. But who do we see here on on ESPN? None other than the man Samson Lekowitz with the man Sam Watson. Hey man, these promoters gonna have to work together. They're gonna have to work together like that big show they doing out there in Saudi Arabia. Mike 104 in the chat. What's up, big man? It's in the chat. He says, "Damn, what a war! LOL." I like Shakur, but damn, I think he'll be even more reluctant to exchange against Haney or Tank, if for anyone that level. And the thing is, will these guys be able to hit him? That's the big question. The feather man Shakur Stevenson won at least 11 of 12 rounds. And he's content on winning fights like that. That's fine with him, you know what I mean? The question is, will these fighters who have big power, guys like Shakur, Tank Davis, will they be able to hit him? Time will tell. We'll never know up until we see that fight in the ring, you know what I mean? Well, congratulations to the man Shakur Stevenson, champion in 3 different weight classes now in 9 fights. In his last 9 fights, he's conquered 3 different weight classes as far as winning a title. So that's pretty impressive. God give it up to a future pound for pound #1, I believe, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So we shall see. Be Marsh Boxing. I'll catch you guys on the next one. We got Ivan in the chat. He says it's boring. Hey, man, that's your opinion, man. The fact of the matter is, your opinion doesn't mean anything as far as the results of what we saw tonight. The W and the world title goes to the man Shakur Stevenson. His payday is his payday. And like I said, it's the boxing game, man. You gotta do what you gotta do to win the fight. I'm sure a lot of people gonna want to try to blame the fight, blame it on Shakur Stevenson for the fight being boring. Nah, I don't do that. The man won the fight, so can't take any credit away from him. You know what I mean? Um, what you call it? Just like Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao. This is the exact same thing the man Floyd Mayweather did to Manny Pacquiao, neutralized him. The onus is on these fighters to cut off the ring and apply the pressure that they're known to do to other fighters. This is the boxing game. All that power shit is cool and all that, but this is the boxing game. Don't ever get it twisted, man. This game is not called knockout. This sport is not called knockout. This name of this sport is boxing. This is chess, not checkers. You know what I mean? Hit and don't get hit. Stick and move. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you guys, man. Some people, man, I guess, hey, man, look, this the boxing game, man. You know what I mean? And all these fighters got power against every other fighter they fight. But when they meet a supreme boxer with airtight defense, now they want to blame the airtight defense fighter. The same thing they tried to do with the man Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao. You know what I mean? Look at this clown named Ivan talking about excuses. Excuses for who? Excuses for who? What are you talking about? Who am I making excuses for? You see, Ivan, I ain't never seen you in my chat, and I hope I don't see you again, man, because you coming up in here with your emotions and feelings. You know what I mean? Talking about it's boring. That's on you. That's your opinion, like I said. And your opinion actually does not matter. And you could never say mine doesn't matter because you're here listening and tuning into B Marsh Boxing. You know what I'm saying? So don't you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be polite. It's 1:16 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's pretty late and I got work in the morning tomorrow, you know what I mean? So it is what it is, you know what I mean? I enjoyed the fight. I thought the man Shakur Stevenson is a smart fighter as far as respecting this guy's power. This guy couldn't hit or land on him. He's the guy who knocks out fighters. He's the one who's supposed to be the action-packed fighter, just like Manny Pacquiao, right? And I'm a Pacquiao fan too. But guess what? Manny Pacquiao, Edwin De Los Santos, all that power stuff when it comes to this boxing and defense and keeping guys at bay and dictating the pace, ring generalship, man, you could learn something here, man. You know what I mean? Um, Mike 104 says, Ivan, I suggest you watch some Russians slap each other with chalk. That's the kind of stuff he wants to go watch. Let him do that. That's on him. You know what I mean? He's actually in his feelings. He's probably going to go to bed upset tonight. He's going to be mad at me. And of course, you want to blame probably Shakur Stevenson to say it's a boring fight. That's on you, man. Hey, man, you have a good night. Psych. What up, Mike 104? Peace out to you. B Marsh Boxing. Salute to everybody who got a clean hard win coming up in this joint on some fuckery. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. I'm gone. Peace.